West African countries will have to overcome a number of hurdles, including financing the mission, which many now expect to take much longer than first anticipated.
Donors were generous to Mali, donating $450 million. But with all that has to be done, that is not enough.
Leaders at the summit were told that the cost of the mission would come to $950 million, twice the original estimate.
Kenyans will go to the polls Monday, March 4th to elect a new president. And ahead of the ballot, a group known as the Community of Internet Fans in Nairobi has developed a network system they believe will help in monitoring electoral fraud and incidents of violence. The new development can also be used to track hate messages, pictures, and articles on the Internet. More in the CFI report.
This building is the headquarters of the Community of Internet Fans in Nairobi, or geeks as they are popularly referred to. This is where they meet up and do projects together. iHub they call it. You have to be a member to get in. With the elections coming up on the 4th of March, our geeks put together a network they named Uchaguzi. They are getting mobilized to make sure the elections are free, fair and transparent. Their main weapon is a software developed here in Kenya and already in use elsewhere in the world for crisis situations. The software draws a map of different types of events in real time, events like ballot boxes being filled up illegally or incidents of violence. A team takes charge of finding the exact location of each incident.
For example, like around over 10 towns in Kenya have a place called Milimani or Majengo. So when you find such a place, you really have to ask out further, like, okay, this is the Majengo in which town exactly? Here we have 4 reports. And then you can zoom in to get the individual reports.
The information is transmitted via texto or internet. Before verification, they are issued with a note that says unverified. Another team made up of 1,000 observers and supervisors then controls on the ground the magnitude of the situation.
Whether the incident has happened or that the information is accurate, and then once the information is verified, then from this end it can be loaded up onto the website for action.
Uchaguzi works with the police, the Electoral Commission and the Red Cross, which then give an appropriate response. Another aspect of these geeks' commitment is the surveillance of the internet media to spot dangerous speeches or articles, in other words, anything that may lead to violence.
We're specifically looking at the online new media. This includes social media like Twitter and Facebook. We're also looking at YouTube videos. We're specifically looking at the comments section of online newspapers and also looking at blogs and forums.
Angela is surprised by the number of hate messages there are on the internet, but she believes the elections will still be peaceful next Monday.
Pope Benedict XVI will now go by the title Pope Emeritus this after stepping today as head of the Catholic Church. And the government of Thailand has for the first time agreed to hold talks with Muslim separatists thanks to the efforts of Malaysia. Muslim rebels say they have faced discrimination in a country dominated by Buddhists. These and other stories in this World News Roundup.
It was a historic day at the Vatican. The abdication of Pope Benedict XVI became official on Thursday. Only 4 popes have abdicated in the history of the Catholic Church. The last was Gregory XII in 1415. Benedict XVI will now assume the title of Pope Emeritus. Following a meeting with cardinals, who will vote next month on the choice of his successor, Benedict was flown by helicopter to Castel Gandolfo to give his final address from the balcony of the Pope's summer residence. As of 8 o'clock this evening, the papacy of Benedict XVI comes to an end. Thailand's government has agreed for the first time to hold peace talks with Muslim separatists in the country's restive south. The deal was signed in the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur. Malaysia has been acting as an intermediary between the Thai government and the rebels and is likely to host any peace talks. Since the flare-up of violence in 2004, nearly 5,000 people have died in an almost daily round of shooting and bombings. Muslim rebels claim they face discrimination in a country that is majority Buddhist. Australian police have seized nearly 600 kilos of methamphetamines at a storage facility in West Sydney. It is the largest drug haul in the country's history, with an estimated value of €340 million. The drug, known on the streets as ice, was hidden in a shipment of cleaning chemicals from Shenzhen, China. 3 people have been arrested, an Australian, a Singaporean, and a man from Hong Kong. The haul was nearly twice the size of the cash seized last year, weighing 300 kilos.
Well, we now take our second break. We'll be right back.
Discover the smiling coast of Africa.
Well, over now to sports. Real de Banjul will host FUS Rabat of Morocco in the first leg of the CAF Champions League qualifiers. The Gambian champions will have to overturn a nil deficit to keep their hopes alive in the competition. The Moroccan side, despite having a slender lead, remains favourites going into Saturday's showdown. But the City Boys are confident of turning the tides. MS Jallo watched Real train on Tuesday and spoke to coach Alajasar and some of his players.
Back from Morocco, although we have lost 1-0, but since we came back we started training, preparing for the second leg. If you see that we are just in training, the boys are in high morals, we don't have any injury, and I think we are working very hard to make sure that we come out with victorious on Saturday.
You said the boys are on high moral. I wanted to ask you this question, whether they are not down after, being hard done by that late penalty decision in Morocco.
Well, we give them the courage that in Morocco that this is football. Either you win or you lose, and losing with a penalty, I think we have the chance in Banjul. So let them just have the courage and know that when we come back, we have seen the game, all of them have played. We know the team. Then if we prepared very well, then you might come out the winning team at the end of the game. We just said let them come behind the team, support the team. We are representing Real de Banjul and Gambia too. So I know Gambians, they are like that, they will support the team and all of them will be behind us. We pray for Gamtel too, their return leg, to win it.
And would you like to make any promises come Saturday, ahead of Saturday's game?
Well, I cannot make promises, but I will tell you it's going to be different on Saturday. It's a different game. We'll make sure that we come out with a positive result.
We're well prepared for them. If they come here fully, first thing we are going to think of is how to get the first goal they scored us out, then think of winning them later. Yeah. Are
you confident that come Saturday, you guys can turn that 1-0 deficit against the Moroccans?
Yeah, it's football. If you're playing, you have to believe in yourself, believe in what you can do. So with this team we have here, hopefully we were just unlucky in their home country and considered a late goal. But hopefully here we will play all out, and by the grace of God, we'll have a win.
Well, from sports, a reminder of our top stories before we go. Organizers of the Bureng Cultural Festival Wednesday received $50,000 from Vice President Jaisedi on behalf of the head of state. Bafra Medical Center has unveiled an empowerment program designed to reduce sexual and reproductive health vulnerabilities in rural women. A group of internet enthusiasts in Kenya have developed a system they say will monitor electoral fraud and incidents of violence as the East African nation prepares for a historic presidential ballot. And the former head of the Catholic Church have now assumed the title Pope Emeritus. This is Benedict XVI, finally retires into seclusion. Well, that's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for your time and see you at 2200 hours for another bulletin.